Rovaniemi, a lively modern city in the north of Finland and the gateway to Lapland. This area has been inhabited for many years. It's situated at the junction of the Uunasjoki and Kemijoki rivers, and in 1944 the city was destroyed by the German army. The old wooden houses of the main town have since been rebuilt. The Protestant Lutheran church burned down and a new building has replaced it. The fourth church building on this site, the Kirko. Generous donations from both America and Sweden facilitated its consecration in 1950. It was designed by architect Bertel Liljeqvist, and its wall paintings and decorations were created by artist Antti Salmenlinna. Especially striking is the huge altar fresco by Professor Lennart Sekestrala, The Spring of Life. It was created in 1951. Its design was inspired by Lapland and the daily life of the inhabitants of northern Finland. It focuses on hate and love, light and shade. A pack of wolves attacks a reindeer, a reminder that life in Lapland is a constant struggle with nature. Angels play the trombone, while for others, the sound announces the Last Judgment. Above the main entrance is the organ that was designed by Bruno Christensen. It contains 45 pipes and 3 manuals. The building can accommodate a congregation of 850. Large stained glass windows that depict the Saviour of the world are a striking feature of the church's brightly lit interior. A sculpture above the simple pulpit features the Swan of Lapland, who feeds young birds with blood from his heart, a symbol of Jesus and his congregation. The wall of the pulpit contains wood carvings that feature the 4 evangelists, Matthew, Mark, Luke and John. The Protestant Lutheran congregation in Rovaniemi is one of the largest church communities in Finland and has more than 50,000 members. The religious leaders of Kemi cared for the religious needs of the local people, and in 1632 the first church was built here. The walls are covered in frescoes. The motifs are relatively simple and contain little of the customary splendour normally associated with such works. In 1688, the second church was built, and in 1817 the third, only to be destroyed by fire 127 years later. The face of Jesus is reflected in a spring from which the local parish derives purity and strength. Close to Jesus is the source of life. Around 88% of the local community belongs to the Protestant Lutheran Church. Behind the church is an old burial ground and also a military cemetery. A large monument commemorates fallen Finnish soldiers. They lost their lives during the war against the Soviet Union and also the Lapland War with Germany. However, both events ended successfully for Finland. This tranquil place is a memorial to those who sacrificed their lives for freedom and their country. Hopefully, it will not be necessary to make such sacrifices ever again. At the end of its time as an autonomous Russian principality, many who fought for freedom also lost their lives here. This military cemetery contains 604 war dead. The neatly arranged gravestones are a thought-provoking sight. Past village inhabitants are also remembered here, mainly old people and young children. Memorial plaques commemorate the dead. Kirjasto is the Finnish name for library. Completed in 1965, the building was designed by the architect Alvar Aalto. Modern, bright rooms with endless rows of books. As the winter months are very long in this region, a well-stocked library is much appreciated by the local people. Contemporary life has also arrived here, although the computer is used solely to search for books. It's a comfortable place, with a relaxed atmosphere and a good book. Who needs anything more? Lappiatalo is a modern building complex that contains a theatre and also a government building. plus a museum and Radio Lapland. Architect Alvar Aalto has also left his unmistakable visiting card in the city centre. Jätkänkynttilä is the name of the city hall that was completed in 1988, the last modern government building that was designed by Aalto. The huge brownstone monument located between the buildings symbolises the regeneration of Lapland following the Lapland War. Today, every modern city has a main shopping street and pedestrianised area. Koskikato is no exception. It's a popular shopping centre. Due to the severe cold weather, the local people can rarely enjoy their refreshments al fresco. So when the opportunity arises, they take full advantage of it. However, despite the cold climate, this shopping area is just as functional as in warmer regions of the world. Tourists visit this city throughout the year, a fact that seems at odds with most people's perception of Lapland as a land of icy desolation. The city's shopping malls contain a huge range of goods, and all the latest gadgets are also available here. Rovaniemi has always been the centre of trade in this region, and it's become increasingly important as a tourist destination. The cold months of winter are a busy time. Santa Claus, the Arctic Circle and the Northern Lights all add to its irresistible allure. The famous Arcticum Museum provides a comprehensive insight into life in the Arctic Circle, its landscape and inhabitants. Below the building's 174-metre-long glass dome, wild geese fly serenely across the Arctic sky. Visitors to the museum can learn of the daily life, customs and culture of those who live in the Arctic region. Napapiri, the Polar Circle. Everyone who comes to Rovaniemi comes here, the catwalk across the Arctic Circle. This place first became famous when in 1950 Eleanor Roosevelt came here. The region's first log cabin was subsequently built here to commemorate her visit. Signposts indicate the distance and direction of some of the most important cities in the world. Fascinating facts. "66 degrees, 33 minutes and 7 seconds north of the equator, 25 degrees, 50 minutes and 51 seconds east of Greenwich." This measures the distance to both the North Pole and the equator. Pajakyla, the home of Santa Claus, is open throughout the year. Whether large or small, everyone is a friend of Santa Claus. Even during the warm months of summer, there's a unique Christmas atmosphere in this region. At the Arctic Circle, 8 kilometres north of the city, is a special attraction that attracts 600,000 visitors each year. Several tiny log cabins contain Santa's workrooms, and a number of his helpers in traditional Lapp costume offer a variety of colourful arts and crafts. Here, every child's dream turns to reality, to meet Santa Claus in his own land. An enchanting adventure. The Christmas village also features an entertainment park and a reindeer enclosure. And the snow makes everything look even more magical. Santa's main post office is busy each month of the year. Countless letters arrive from all over the world, and millions of messages are sent via the internet. There are postcards with Christmas scenes and beautiful snowy landscapes. Here, Santa's luckiest fans can write their seasonal greetings in a truly authentic location. Each envelope is given the essential Arctic Circle stamp. And Santa's helpers answer letters to children from each corner of the world. The country's first major influx of tourists began in 1984, when a British Airways Concorde landed in Rovaniemi carrying 100 Christmas passengers. This marked the beginning of regular flights from London, New York and Tokyo. The Ranua Animal Park, the most popular zoo in Finland. Here, visitors are given a warm welcome and a refreshing drink. This, the northernmost zoo in the world, developed over a period of 20 years, now contains more than 60 species of animal. The animals are well looked after in their large and natural enclosures. Even the eagle can be observed at close quarters. The zoo is open throughout the year, and it has a 2-kilometre-long nature trail and a special enclosure in which children are permitted to handle some of the zoo's animals. There are ducks, geese, swans, owls and eagles, and wild pigs demonstrate their earth-breaking skills. family of brown bears is particularly popular with visitors, a truly captivating sight. And the only ice bear in Finland looks rather bemused by it all. The adult bears are quite nonchalant about the daily visitors. They laze around and sleep, or momentarily show an interest in their surroundings. The wolves, on the other hand, are always alert. They live in a pack and walk around freely within their spacious enclosure. All the animals are well cared for, and there's always a possibility of a new arrival, such as a rare Siberian tiger or a second ice bear. Red deer are one of this region's most docile creatures. Both roe and stag live in Finland's forests. Elk and reindeer are well known among the Finns, but for foreign visitors, they're an unusual sight. Another reason why more than 80,000 tourists travel here every year. The Jätkänkynttilä Bridge is Rovaniemi's new landmark and was completed in the summer of 1989 following 2 years of construction. The 323-metre-long bridge is supported by strong steel ropes. There are 4 lanes for motor vehicles and additional lanes for pedestrians and cyclists. A central post rises 47 metres above the bridge. The structure has been designed to withstand temperatures of down to minus 40 degrees Celsius. It is also strong enough to deal with the powerful flow of water created when the winter snows melt. It's a bridge designed to cope with the harsh Arctic climate. The Uunasjoki and Kemijoki rivers that meet in Rovaniemi are connected by way of the Uunasjoki. Tourists are surprised to see pleasure boats, green riverbanks and sandy beaches within this Arctic city. Trips on the city's typical wooden boats are very popular, especially along the old river routes. And there are also exciting boat trips on the rapids. The winter months offer even more opportunities. It's then that the frozen rivers turn into golf courses and fantastic ski highways. Many residential and holiday homes are situated on the tree-lined banks of the region's lakes and rivers. The local people appreciate nature and know how to care for it. Once lumberjacks and gold prospectors began their adventures in Rovaniemi. Today, this city is a busy centre of tourism. From here, the full spectacle of the midnight sun can be experienced. The Arctic Circle can be crossed, and Santa Claus prepares for his annual deliveries.